creepers. As you can see, nothing here behind me. This has been vacant since, roughly 2012 is when the entire Multnomah Greyhound Park was completely demolished. This originally was purchased in 1956 by the Multnomah Kennel Club, which was then at the park now where the Timbers play. It's changed hands throughout the years, but with the Portland Beavers, the baseball team, moving in, it basically left nowhere for the Greyhounds to run other than at Portland Meadows, which was more focused on the horse racing at the time. So in 56, the Multnomah Kennel Club actually purchased this land, and in 57, they were open for business. Pardon the loud noise. We are here in Wood Village, right here to the entrance of Fred Meyer's and a couple other stores. And we are heading into where once sat in 1956, was originally opened by the Multnomah Kennel Club, which was originally in Portland at the now Timber Stadium. Back then the Beavers were just getting ready to move into the stadium for some professional, well, minor league baseball. And so that meant the Greyhounds really had nowhere else to run. At the time they were kind of running at the Portland Meadows as well, which was mainly focused for the horses. But we are heading into once was the Greyhound Park. That's right, where the Greyhounds would have ran. This is it. Now I pulled up some aerials online, which was really helpful because as you see there's this huge grass field here, and I was able to dial it in to where from the aerial view, if you basically walk just directly back here, there are some remnants, very few, of the old park. That's right. Like I said, purchased in 56, actually opened in 57 as the Multnomah Kennel Club. Held tons of events here over the years. And eventually the Multnomah Greyhound Park would move in and kind of take over. And like I said, this is just a few remnants. I was actually able to find some old-timey pictures where the actual, you know, where it would have sat, the actual site. This was basically the track here in front of us, and then this is where folks would gather. This whole area was where the actual place sat. It was originally called Fairview Park, and in '78 was renamed to Murray Kemp Greyhound Park in honoring of the Multnomah Greyhounds, or I'm sorry, the Multnomah Kennel Club's founder. And in '91 it finally changed to the Multnomah Greyhound Park. And as you can see from the old-timey shots, this whole area is now fully overgrown. The main arena, or you know, where you would have sat, would have faced out here. You would have seen all the big glass windows and the seating inside. And I noticed these little steps are still here, which are now, you know, steps, but really this is where folks would have gathered to see the dogs run outside as well. And if I recall, where this track, well, yeah, okay, you can still see where the track actually sat, which was all made of sand from the water right over there in Troutdale, the Columbia River. So yeah, just you can see the steps here as well where they were painted to show folks. But yeah, folks would have just gathered right here and watch the dogs race. Kind of want to go up here a little bit and check out the actual track. Here's another angle of where that whole building would have sat. And as you can see, this is paved here, and as you make your way onto the old track, which is right here, all the dogs would have ran this full circle all the way around, and it's like a sand material. You can see it's like almost like a beach sand, so it was a lot easier for the dogs to run through this track. So yeah, pretty much everything gone now. As the fire truck makes its way by. But yeah, the little doggies, the greyhounds, would have ran right through here. And that's about it, just those old seatings and the track. And if I recall, there once was a podium where the announcers would sit, and I thought it was like roughly right in here somewhere. Like, I can't really see though because most of this is out, but I'm guessing this probably would have been it right here. You can kind of see where it was like once a circle where the little announcer booth would have sat. So yeah, pretty much just the track running all the way around, and then the old Greyhound Park would have sat back there. And I found some aerials actually of the track. Obviously all these bushes have way overgrown, but this was kind of, you know, just flat here, and then the dogs would have ran the track. Some old concrete down here. I'm guessing this is where that announcer booth would have sat. I mean, it makes sense to be right basically kind of in the middle here. If I recall from the pictures I saw, there was a little set of steps that led up to looks like they're gone. Oh, no. Here they are right here. Right under here you can see where the steps would have sat all the way down. And here's the little platform. You would have been able to walk right up. I believe this is it. The little steps leading right up to the little announcer booth. Some rabbits out here. Oh, that totally reminds me. Seeing that rabbit, my aunt and uncle took me here to watch the dogs race, and I remember the rabbit, and I asked my mom right before I came here, what was the rabbit's name? And she said, I think it was Rusty. She said the announcer would say, and here comes Rusty. Let me know if you guys remember that. So interesting. And it looks like maybe at some point they had like a driveway that came through here, maybe leading out as another entrance in. But just an enormous property. I'm just really wondering what will actually eventually go in here. Okay, so there is a back parking lot on the other side that I forgot about. We actually, when we come here, we parked on the other side was the lot. So, not much cooking. There are some remnants of some old, like, street poles, and I think maybe like the parking. But this whole area even back here was fitted for the track. I think this was the kennel area if I recall, kind of back behind. Here's an old structure as well. Don't want to step on any rusty nails or anything, so I'm going to kind of keep my distance. But this might be remnants of the actual kennels, because I believe they sat back in here. I found some shots. I'm going to try and stay away from these nails and stuff, because you definitely don't want to step on any rusty nails coming through here. I found some shots, so facing this way, you would have seen like the back. The building was very unique structure. It had some really cool steps going up, which I'll insert a picture of then the kind of then and now. It was like 3 or 4 levels up, and you would have seen like a really unique set of steps kind of sticking outward with all the little doggies on there and whatnot. But that's it. That's pretty much the remnants of the park. Now in 1990, it was one of the biggest events ever held here. It was actually the nationals for the dog racing, and they chose this park. So folks packed in, and it was on NBC. I believe it was like telecasted, you know, pretty much all over. But it was a huge event. There was a ton of folks gathered here, and it was good times, I have to say. I remember coming here, like I said, with my aunt and uncle. They loved watching the races, and yeah, it sat desolate for like about 12 years. There was absolutely nothing here, and then the wrecking ball came in and basically just knocked it all out, and that was it. There hasn't been anything left of it since. But they did say that eventually this might become a casino. This whole area might turn into a property owned by the I believe it's the Grand Ron tribe that owns a couple other casinos here in Oregon. And they were talking about maybe putting in a casino. They actually voted on it, I think it was in 2002, and just kind of decided that it wasn't the right choice. But I think they actually do still own the property, so we'll see. Like I said, it goes, you know, this is all part of it here. And then the main entrance and whatnot would have been over here, and the main parking where we walked in, kind of on this side, you would have walked in, and the whole entire structure would have been just like this whole, basically this whole back area right by the Fred Meyer building. So, seen better days. Definitely seen better days, but I'm curious as to what's actually going to go in here. We'll see, and I'll keep you guys posted.
In 1987, the Multnomah Greyhound Park would claim that dog racing was actually the #1 spectated sport in the state. But as the 90s grew into the 2000s, the spectators became less and less, and eventually basically just quit coming here altogether.
There's the old parking lot here. You can still kind of see the yellow lines. Huh. Yep, I'm really curious as to what is going to eventually go in here. I learned to drive here, right here in this parking lot. Had a Volkswagen Bug. Came down here with my dad. I think I was like 15, maybe 14. And yep, great memories here. I'm hoping that they will eventually do something with this land. It is pretty darn cool. Kind of sad to see it in this state, but we'll see. Maybe a baseball diamond again. Who knows? Or not again, but we were just by the Kmart. I thought that might be a good idea. Cool, but you remember it being here. Yeah. It's a good place to go walk the dog these days. Or run it. We'll see who buys it. They were saying a casino, but... Is it? Yeah, we'll see. It sat desolate for years, but... Have a good day, bud. You too. Kind of on the back side of the Fred Meyers, in that aerial you can see these buildings here, this being the Freddy's, and then the clock up here. And in the picture I found, when the building was still actually construct, would have been right about here. You would have seen those weird steps I was telling you about, and nothing going on now. No doggies running today. I thought I might luck out and at least see something that stated or at least had some kind of remnants of the Greyhound track other than those steps. Those steps are still pretty cool to see. But other than that, really, I didn't see anything on the ground. I didn't see any old signs. They did a pretty good job of erasing it from existence, pretty much. We'll see. I'm excited to see what actually goes in here, to be quite honest. It has sat vacant for way too long, if you ask me. Oh, look at that. Multnomah Greyhound Park. Fire department, something. Wow. And I think this is the old electrical box here. Maybe it looks kind of new. Well, I stand corrected. I said that there was none. That's it. That sticker, pretty much.
that's going to do it for today. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. You can ring that bell. That way when I creep, you guys will be the first to creep. If you did enjoy this, give it a thumbs up. You can also share it to other social media platforms. Till next time, creeper out for now. Peace.